So you want to be a truck driver, huh? Well, you came to the right fucking video. Wow, look at that. I'm making another video. Who'd have thought that I'd come back to YouTube? So, a long time ago, I made a video called Pros and Cons of Living in a Truck. And a lot of the things I said in that video still hold up for the most part. However, I'm finding, I've got a new perspective on things since I've been a trainer, since I've seen a great deal of new drivers coming in. And one conclusion that I've come to is we're in trouble. Yeah, the industry is in trouble. Nowadays, on the roads, it's more dangerous than ever, it seems. It's, everyone's driving like a complete prick, and it's just... when you look at the people driving their cars, a lot of times those are the same people that decide to be truck drivers. And they drive their truck in the same way that they drive that car. And it shows. It shows in the safety statistics. It shows in the accidents. It shows in the stupidity. Like the things I have seen out here on the road, and I've been trucking 21 years now. Nothing like it back in the day. Back in the day, it was not nearly this ridiculous. Yet here we are. And I think one of the reasons is a lot of people aren't lining up to do this job that could probably do a good job because they don't want the hardship or the lifestyle. The average age of a truck driver, I believe the last time I heard the statistic, is 48 years old. So my age-ish. Okay, I'm 49 now. Don't make me depressed. The average age, that tells me that not a lot of young people are doing this. And now I've had the added perspective of seeing the young people who try to do this job. Now, a lot of times they're coming from warehouse jobs or other jobs that don't pay shit and make you bust your ass. But you're home. And nowadays, since that 2020 year that fucked everything up, don't get me started on that shit. A lot of people are like, I want to work from home. I want to be home. I want to be home. And then we're getting these young people who want to be home, want to work local, essentially. Yet they don't understand that local jobs don't have the insurance to cover you as a brand new driver most of the time. And if they do, sometimes there's questionable things going on there. You're certainly not going to get paid as well if they're taking you on as a brand new driver locally. And that may sound good on paper, but also local jobs tend to work you harder. You're going to work 70 hours a week, plus your commute. However far you are away from where you work, you're going to be spending that time going to work, probably at 3 or 4 in the morning, and then getting home 7 or 8, maybe 9, sometimes later at night, and then doing it again the next day. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of time that you're not home. You're pretty much going home to sleep, get up, do it again. Unless you choose not to sleep, in which case you're a danger and a hazard to the rest of us out here. So, these young 20-somethings, are coming in And they got, dollar signs in their eyes. They're like, oh yes, I'm gonna be able to buy a house. I'm gonna be able to buy a farm. I've heard all kinds of stories, on their hopes. But you kind of, you're going about it the wrong way. Like, I've had 20 somethings coming in that have full rent payments, full house, they're supporting a household. Some of them are in relationships, supporting families. This is not the job for you. If that's, yeah, you can do it, but you're pretty much not going to see your family. You're not going to see your girlfriend. You're not going to be around. You're not going to be home. And yet they come in and they go through training and they spend, all of this time, sometimes 4 weeks of training. And then they realize within a week of being on their own that this isn't for them. And then they quit, or they go and try and find a local job, which I guarantee they aren't going to last in. Or they'll be, cornholed into essentially having to work that job because there's no other choice other than going back to their old ways. One of my more recent students that came in was a female. Now, I have a strict policy on, if I take a female student, it's when I'm not sleeping in the truck. And at the time, I was local trucking, so the student would stay on the truck. I'd go home at night. It wasn't fun. So there's a reason I'm back over the road. So, she seemed optimistic. She needed a lot of work as far as backing and confidence when driving through, because some of the places we had to go through were ridiculously scary for a new driver. Turns out she had family back home that she lived with. From what I could gather, lived with the parents. She's one of the younger generation that can't get out into the world and break out on their own, so they would stay home with the parents. Which is fine. If you can do that, I have no judgment towards you. Everybody should live with their parents till they're 30. In this economy, no problem, But if you're looking to strike out on your own, there is a formula in which you can use trucking to do that. First of all, don't go into debt. Second, make the sacrifice of being away from home. That's a given. And get out here and be over the road for a while. And while you're out here, don't maintain any living expenses back home. Don't have an apartment or a house or anything like that you're trying to support at that point. That comes later. Then invest. 80% of your pay should be going to investments while you're out here, because you're getting paid shit when you start out in the industry. And by the way, that's the way it's always been. I hear the complaints of the new drivers and I'm like, you have no fucking idea what used to be like. I used to walk up hill both ways barefoot. No, but it's along those lines. Like nowadays, students are coming, you got all kinds of GPS and communication. The hours of service are just right to be productive. You've got all this technology in here. Like I don't even need to use my Jackery battery pack in this particular truck. It handles all the shit I want to do. So you could have the full lifestyle in here. Internet. We didn't have the internet in the early days. No, you were lucky if you could send a text message. And GPS. No, we used to have a fucking road atlas and a fucking handwritten set of directions by some prick in the office that didn't know anything about where you were going. They were just relaying directions from the customer, and the customer generally wrote the directions from their perspective in their local little town and not for some big ass truck to come in. Somebody driving a car would write directions for the truck to come in. And that's what we used to have to do that. I've been lost in shit. I've, been in places trucks shouldn't go. I've had to have people actually picked up a car once and moved it out of the way. Like 20 people. This was in New York City when it happened. Moved a car out of the way so I could get around a corner, that some asshole had left illegally parked on the corner. And, things like that, they don't exist in the modern trucking age. No, you hop in the truck and you just hold the steering wheel. Every once in a while you'll have to kick your cruise control off and slow down. And, there's lots of stuff going on technology-wise that have made this job a lot easier than it used to be. Some would argue harder than it used to be too. But these 20 somethings coming in don't know how good they have it when they come in, and they hate it. They end up hating it. There's been maybe one driver I've trained that actually loves the job, that actually wants to be out here, wants to be on the road, and was enthusiastic about, because I always give the spiel, hey, if you're smart, put all your shit in storage, do 3 years, at least 3 years, invest as much as possible in that 3-year period, and then once you're done with that, if you want, unless depending on how wealthy you want to be down the line, but you can plan an early retirement if you're just starting out as a 20. I wish I knew what I know now, starting out as a 20 something coming into trucking. Now, trucking industry it's starting to fall behind the inflation a bit. Like I said, I don't feel I have any more spending power that I did when I was in my 20s. I feel like I've consistently made enough to make the same living that I've always made, despite the numbers going higher, but my actual spending power and buying power has not grown. However, I will say that this industry still remains ahead of a lot of other industries which are struggling to keep up nowadays. And then you get into the people that are going to lose their jobs to AI. That's coming. I'm already seeing AI being integrated in trucking as far as on the office side of the house. Like I get annoying messages telling me it's snowing or telling me it's raining or telling me to slow down or telling me to speed up or telling me I'm in a high theft area, all automated with the AI that's watching me every second. I also have camera in here that is watching me drive, and then it's probably reporting back to some AI that's analyzing it. And then maybe it goes in front of a human before it goes to my boss if I fuck up or anything. That's all AI driven, and it's going to get worse. Pretty soon AI is going to be monitoring all drivers. They may not have the self-driving trucks yet, but damn sure they're going to have AI watching us and grading our driving and all of that. And I'm willing to bet that companies like Amazon and Walmart are already doing that to their drivers. So, good luck with that. I wouldn't want to work for that. I value my independence out here. But the fact of the matter remains is a lot of the younger generation, from what I'm hearing on the internet and from what I've seen in person, that have actually come and tried to be truck drivers, a lot of them aren't going to make it. And that's a problem, because we're not making new truck drivers. We're not making enough new truck drivers to replace old fucks like me that are going to eventually retire or physically be unable to get in. And it's getting harder. Like the medical industry is really they're on us. They're trying to get us to have CPAP machines. They're trying to get us to have fucking blood pressure that's unrealistically lower. Also that they can push pills on us and make us spend thousands of dollars on a machine that honestly doesn't fucking work. I've seen drivers dealing with it, and I'm like, wow, I couldn't do that out here. I couldn't bring a fucking CPAP machine out here. They're forcing a lot of drivers to do sleep studies before they get cleared. So the medical industry is really sticking it in the ass. So you're losing a lot of drivers to that. Then of course you've got legalized drugs in some states. So the drivers are coming in thinking, hey, I did all the marijuanas for a while, and guess what? Now I want to be a truck driver. I haven't done it in a few months. Then they fail their drug tests, and then they can't fucking get a job in the trucking. So a lot of them are washing out of there. If you have a class of 10 students coming in, orientation, 7 or 8 of them aren't going to make it to being a solo driver right now. And the schools are just financially motivated to get you to pass your CDL. And that's it. They don't teach you a damn thing about trucking. When we get people out of truck driving school, they don't know shit. They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to back. They don't know how to manage their space. They don't know how to keep their eyes moving. They don't know shit, except that they got the shiny. They knew how to talk to the goddamn DOT officer and pass their test. And they don't make it to be truck drivers. Nope. So out of 10 people, 3 make it through. And those 3 aren't the 20-somethings usually. There's maybe one 20-something and it squeezes through every now and then. But the rest are coming from other careers that failed, or they've seen dollar signs. They think truck drivers are rich. We're not rich. You know, later on in your career, if you make it to 21 years, you're getting compensated average hourly $30-$35 an hour. If you last that long, you're not getting that coming through the gate. Nope. I mean, they'll tell you are, and there's potential that if you bust your ass, you could probably do it, but you're going to burn out really quick if you do that, especially the younger ones nowadays. So we're not replacing us. You know, if the average age of a truck driver is 48, what happens in 10 years? You know, when people fail out because of their health or whatever. You know, I know another truck driver's been driving as long as me, been in the company as long as I have. Can't drive a truck anymore because he fails his physical. You know, he's working in an office now, making a lot less. You know, we're talking 20 an hour. Even though you've been with the company, you know, what does that say? You know, where's the upward mobility in the career, you know? Yeah, you could go and be an owner operator, but a lot of those go out of business because the spot rates go down. We have trucking recessions. It's hard to survive 21 years in this industry, and you have to be a minimalist. You have to be willing there's some years where I've made less than $15,000 because I took a break. You know, you got to take breaks. That's the other key to making to 21 years. And it all starts when you get through in the door. When you get your foot in the door, you got to do your time. Do 3 years, 3 solid years of investing, working, only spending money to keep you sustained while you're on the road. No car payments, no house payments, no rent, maybe a storage unit payment. I haven't kept up with that market. I don't know how much that. Or you could just not have shit other than what you have in the truck with you and start out with bare minimum and build up that fund. Build up those investments so that you can live off of dividends and interest and whatever, you know, the compounding effect of investing. If I'd have known about that in my early 20s, I would be retired fully right now. But they don't teach these kids that. They don't teach them anything other than, you know, what gender to be or what color we are. That's all they teach them. They don't teach them how to survive or succeed or to start their own business or to invest or take advantage of the stock market or the, you know, coin or crypto. You know, you don't learn any of these concepts. You have to do that on your own if you want to learn it, you know, and I feel like a lot of the youth today is not taking the time to learn these things on their own, you know, to set themselves up to succeed. And I see them. I've seen them when I recently worked local. I was driving for Walmart. And there is nothing more depressing to see than the back room of Walmart. It is the most oppressive corporate environment that doesn't care about its people at all. And they're making shit wages unloading trucks. If you're getting $20 an hour unloading a truck, then you're probably ahead of the game because they're not. And they're expected to bust their ass and do all of this shit, and they don't even get $20 an hour. Now, $20 an hour is the new $15 an hour, by the way, with today's economy in terms of spending power. So, you know, they can't make a living wage doing that. But they're doing it because they don't think they have any other option. Now, I'm not here to tell you that driving a truck or doing this job is easy. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a... It's a way, it's one option that the 20-somethings have to get ahead that doesn't involve going and getting brainwashed in a university and ending up with $300,000 of student loan debt. You know, at most, if you did a student loan to become a truck driver, you're maybe looking at 10 grand or 15 grand for a loan. and then you can get your first company to pay that for you. All you got to do is stay with them for a while. But we're going to run out of truck drivers. And I don't know if you know this, but your economy is entirely dependent on truck drivers. My time's passed. I've done more than my fair share of trucking. I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to retire, and I made a lot of mistakes that have not allowed me to fully retire. Semi-retire, yes, I've been doing that. On and off, in and out, bounce in and out. Right now, I'm in a full-time phase, but I shit you not, I'm investing a great majority of my paycheck in hopes to get out of the truck and take another year off somewhere, or another 2 years, what have you. I'd like to be a content creator. This would be a great time to let you know what I've been doing. So, which, by the way, a lot of the young generation wants to just be content creators too. But that's a whole other video. So, during the last video, I got multiple messages asking me how to donate or how to compensate me for creating videos again. If you head to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, I spent a 12-hour day, on my time off with no compensation, making a website, or redoing my website, essentially, because now there's some opportunities I have with my website that I didn't previously have before my little break. And that is the ability to have my own platform. A lot of you tell me to go to Rumble or go to, what this or that or the other. No, I'm going to use my own website, my own domain, and I can now host video in my website. But it costs money. So in order to cover that cost, plus the cost of making videos and plus supporting this channel, there will be 2 membership tiers that I'm going to do. One's $5 a month. That will get exclusive videos or early access. I think I'm going to put early access on both tiers. So basically, when I make a video, it'll go there first for the members. Then there's a premium tier, which is $10 a month, and you're going to get downloadable songs from all the music I make. I am toying with the idea. If I get enough people to sign up, I will probably add royalty-free contracts to those songs. So if you wanted to use them in your shit, you could use them in your shit. There's going to be a forum on there for premium members to interact with me in. It's kind of janky, the forum, because I'm using a blog to do it. But I'll explain that. I'll do a video on the website to kind of take the tour, to show you around the website and how to do all the shit. Obviously, there's going to be premium, for the premium members, there's going to be exclusive videos and 1 live stream a month after I have at least 10 premium members. So I need at least 10 to justify doing 1 live stream a month for the premium members only. And or if you just want me to keep putting videos on YouTube, I'm still doing that as well. I'm going to do both. But I'm going to favor members of my website. And what you get here will be supported by the website. And as always, you can still go there and leave a tip in the virtual tip jar if you want to just one-off support the content here on YouTube. YouTube is currently not monetized me. Maybe they will again someday. I don't know. That depends greatly on if you guys watch and like and subscribe and share and do all of the things to help the algorithm keep my videos and keep my thumbnails jumping in front of eyeballs. So that's enough plugging my shit. Just letting you know that that's there. It's bare bones right now. So if you're there, you're really there just to support me getting more and more time spending content and less time driving this thing. It's the ultimate goal. Anyways, back to the topic. So I want to end this with a story of my last student, the one that kind of made me say, fuck it, I don't want to take any more students. I haven't 100%ed that yet, but I definitely don't want to live with anybody in here, so it's not happening on a full-time basis. If I ever go local again, maybe, where I'm not sleeping on the truck with them. But right now, the compensation for it isn't, I lose money when I take a student. I don't make more money. You're supposed to be incentivizing mentors to make money, but no, I lose money because of the amount of time the student takes away from making money. And trucking is not, is mostly, if you're not in an hourly wage position, if you're going by the mile, if you're paid by the mile, you're paid by your own productivity, which, you can use to your advantage to average a higher hourly rate than, say, some of the hourly guys. Like I know some hourly guys that are making less per hour than I average, because I'm in control of, for the most part, how many miles and how quickly I do those miles and how efficiently I do those miles. But I want to end with the student that broke me. And that led to me coming back on the road. So it's a 20-something female comes in. They ask me last minute to take this student until they can, because I was supposed to be a, temporary way stop mentor while they look for somebody to full-time with the mentor. Because at the time, I was part-time. Like I said, 40 to 50 hours a week part-time, but still. So the student was with me, had gone through all of the hoops, went through orientation, did all of that, got their CDL, all of the stuff that they got. And she came in and, started driving. I started teaching. I'm generally in the first few days of a brand new driver, it's like, it's very nerve wracking, and it's really hard because your safety's on the line too. You got somebody that just came out of school, hasn't driven the truck yet, hasn't really driven the truck, learned on a day cab with a 48-foot trailer. In this truck with a 53-foot trailer is a whole other fucking ball game. And this is a brand new truck too. So, but anyways, and this was the truck I had when this student that I had just gotten, and I had already put my plans into motion to go over the road at this point. But it was a fairly straightforward day. Now she was set to go onto the Walmart account, and I'd say she seemed to have a good temperament. I think she could have made it, but she kept starting to talk about, wanting to be home or missing her family and stuff like that. And that's the wrong temperament to have. If it's okay to miss your family, but you got to understand, when you signed up for this, when you went and spent all the money to get your CDL or what have you, you're signing up to be in this box by yourself for a large portion of your existence. Even if you get a local job, you're going to just be in a smaller, more uncomfortable box for the majority of your fucking existence. Yeah, you get to go home at night, but like I said, you're going to go home, you're going to go to sleep, you're going to get up in the morning and do it fucking over again. And that's it. And you're going to be too exhausted. People are going to want you to do shit, and you're going to be like, I don't feel like doing shit. That's what's going to happen. So when she started talking like that, I'm like, all right. Driving wise, her backing needed a lot of work. But, it was the first 3 days of being in a truck, so I wasn't expecting the world to get set on fire or anything like that. Going through construction in some of the areas we had to go to, she was rattled by it. But then we get back, I figured, okay, this was one day, day one. I was only supposed to have her for 3 days. Day one, we get back to the yard, and I'm like, well, I'll send you a text when we need to be ready to roll, and I'll see you in the morning. I went home, went to sleep. I come in the next morning, and she's sitting in the passenger seat of the truck, all packed up, ready to leave. And she told me, I've thought a lot about it. It's nothing you did, but I just want to be home. I miss my family. And that's what she told me. So I'm like, well, before you go, let me let you talk to my boss so that, well, not really my boss, but my former boss, to make sure that you're okay with making this decision, make sure if it was something I did that you could tell them or what have you. She went and did all of that. My boss told me, no, it was just wanted to go home, just missed her family. Day one, spent one night in a truck and gave up. So that's not a good sign. I feel like that's the majority of the young people nowadays. Very few of them having stamina to do this. I find that people that have harder lives tend to last a little bit longer than that. But I guess it really depends on the circumstances you come from. But what really pissed me off was I went to the Walmart office and we had a brand new manager in there. Just looked like she was fresh out of college. And she says to me, I don't want to be that person, but it's because you're a man, isn't it? And I was just like, oh, no, that's not it at all. And to see that those are the kind of managers coming in to replace the old managers that are out there right now, college is churning out shit. They're churning out absolute shit. And the more and more of that shit that gets into these companies, the less palatable it's going to be for us to work in them. I'm on my way out. I could retire tomorrow if and find something else to do if I decided that trucking wasn't for me. So it's not. But do you really think these kids that can't even last one night in the truck are going to put up with that kind of shit? I don't know. But that's my story. And it left me, I felt like I wasted my time. That's the thing I leave. A lot of the students that I've trained that pass their road test to go out on their own are no longer with the company and no longer driving a truck, period. Some of them had accidents. Some of them just wasn't for them. So it's really, we're not seeing a lot of new truck drivers coming in and becoming truck drivers. They're either having accidents, getting fired for their accidents, failing medically, or spend one night in a truck and decide, I can't do this. No one said you had to do it forever. Like, I'm just saying, if I had it to do over again and I was a 20-something right now, I would come out here and I would hit it hard, knowing what I know now. And the information's out there. They could learn these things if they chose to. They're not going to learn them in school, and no one's going to teach them that directly. Invest hard, live in the truck, live in the box, 3 years. Save, retire. Or do it 10 years and retire wealthy. Depends on how much you're willing to sacrifice your time. Because remember, time is the commodity. So in conclusion, where this is leading is the economy is going to fall apart. Till they can get them self-driving AI-driven trucks out here, which it's not going to be in the next 10 years. So there's going to be a crisis in the economy where we don't have enough drivers to haul your shit because you don't go to the store anymore. You want it delivered to your fucking door. How do you think that's happening? Well, who the hell's going to be driving the truck when the old people start retiring or getting medically kicked out? Just yesterday, I saw what had to be a 70-year-old woman driving a truck. Should be retired. That's where we're at. You're going to work till you die in this economy. There's another way. It's a hard way, and it's a way I wish I'd known in my younger years. But the information's out there, and I really don't see this industry turning around unless they really start upping the pay and motivating people to be safe Right now, it's all, I don't know, condescending the way they treat everyone. Like, if you're a good driver, they'll still treat you as if you're a piece of shit, that you're going to crash or you're going to do this or that wrong. You know, here I am, 21 years driver, and I'm still getting the same lectures that the students are getting when they come in. Yeah. Sometimes I'm the one that has to give the lecture. So I think the state of trucking has gone downhill. Do I still think, like, if you're thinking about trucking right now, do I still think this is a viable option to get your shit together, to restructure your life in a way, and maybe just get a break from all the shit that you deal with on a local or corporate level? Yeah, I think you could do it, as long as you're smart about it. If you come out here with a mortgage and a car payment and all of that other shit, you're just giving your time to the bank. You know, all the money you're making, instead of investing it, it's going into that. Now, you could use this to get debt free. So that way you give the bank a lot less money. And then after that, start investing. You know, get in a position where you can invest more than 50% of your pay. You can get wealthy fairly quickly that way, or at least get to retirement levels of money, depending on your lifestyle, of course. So I still think trucking has that potential, but it's harder to get into now, with the medical bullshit that they're doing. And it's harder to, it's harder to be out here because it's less safe than it was 15 years ago. But the fuck do I know? I'm not an expert. I'm just an asshole. Please like and subscribe for more shit, and I'll make more shit. And if you thought I did a good job, or you want me to make more videos, please head to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, leave a tip in the tip jar, or become a monthly subscriber, a member there, get some access to some benefits there, but that helps support this channel. And if I just had 500 people sign up for that premium, I could do content creation full time. Just laying that out there. If not, I'll still do more of this. That's fine. Some of you like that I'm out here. Well, I don't like it out here. I'd rather be in my van than in this thing. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. We are in trouble. I am saying that. As an industry, as a country, I think. Trump can't fix everything. Trump can't make those young people get in these trucks and haul your shit. I mean, maybe if he improved the economy a lot, made housing more affordable, somehow reversed inflation and made all of our pay go up, that would be nice. Truckers should be making over $100,000 a year, all of them. We're not there yet. I'd say right now 60,000 is about the median that you can make as a trucker, and that 60,000 was 40,000 10 years ago. Same spending power. So do the math. Got to clean this shit up if you still want your shit to come to your fucking door. You got to teach young Johnny or Jane to get in the truck, start driving that shit. Teach them how to drive safely so they don't fucking die or kill one of us. These are things that you parents should be thinking about with your kids. No, you're not teaching them to be an influencer. You're not teaching them to go to college. Don't send them to college. If we want to reverse all of the stupidity we've been enduring lately, don't send your fucking kids to college, all right? Don't send them to college. Put them right out into the workforce. Teach them about investing so that they can actually come out ahead instead of behind. Instead of being 22 years old with $100,000 in student loan debt that they have to spend the rest of their life paying and working full time to pay, maybe teach them, hey, you just go get you that trade job and put your money away. We need some more plumbers. We need some more electricians. I don't know if you noticed, but the trades are across the board are not doing well with the young kids coming out. We're not replacing your electricians. We're not replacing your plumbers. We're not replacing your linemen. We're not replacing any of your construction workers. No. All of these, they all want to stay home and watch YouTube and play video games. That's what they want to do, and I don't fucking blame them because, why pay to work when you just stay home and do that? If you can live your life and do that, I'd say, yeah, claim some of your time before you're even old, because you don't know if you're going to be 40, you might die, claim that time to yourself. If you have a way of surviving, by all means. But if you want to do it on your own, come out here, get rid of all your bills, get rid of all your debt, set yourself up for success, invest. And then maybe, just maybe, you can retire by age 40. Damn, I wish I'd have known that shit. It's going to be my one regret when I die, is like, I wish I'd have done that differently. That way I'd have had a lot more time. A lot less time in here. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you got this far in the video. What do you think? Do you think that I'm way off here? Do you think trucking is going to continue? Do you think self-driving trucks are the answer? I mean, it's an interesting discussion. Maybe we'll have another follow-up video if you guys make some good comments. All right, I'm out.